side porch that we're so keen on saving is coming back to life. You can see that the ceiling and roof have now been tied into the new wall that Tommy and Matt just raised, and the rod underneath has sort of been reframed right here. But Matt, your job is not done. You still got some more to go. What's next on your list?
Yeah, so we're trying to get this drain plane installed, which is really important. We can see the remnants down here of the old deck ledger that is rotted apart.
And that's just water damage over the years, right? That's
Yeah.
inevitable if this stuff gets wet and can't dry.
Starts getting wet, insects move in, and we really don't want that to happen. So to structurally re-support all this, we've jacked it up, put a new deck ledger in, a carrier beam that's flush with the floor system. That'll allow us to be able to re-support everything. Now we have to redo the decking itself, which is a tongue and groove. That can create some issues with how water is going to migrate out of this system as we get driving rain.
So even though we have a roof, because this is going to be screens, that driving rain is going to get in. And you're saying, well, we got tongue and groove on the floor.
That's right. We want to consider how the water can evacuate instead of being locked in between the floor system and the wall. And since there's no separation of these pieces like a deck system might have, with this being more like an interior floor.
The water's not going to drip through like an outside deck.
That's right. No space in between for the water to run out or air to be able to get in there and help encourage drying. So we want to make sure that we get this blocking system in. And there's a lot of ways this can be done. This is pretty simple. We're going to use some leftover pieces of material here, put some 2x blocks in, and we've set the initial support up to make sure that we'll put one last ledger on here that'll bring us flush with the old shiplap material and create a nice nailing surface for our drain plane and our water table.
And that leaves you this gap right here. So that's water down, air up.
That's right, and this is crucial really. When we think about being durable, drainable, and dryable, we want that water to be able to flow through this passage and a good convective flow of air to be able to come back out.
Durable, drainable, and dryable?
That's right.
I like that. So this is in the front. Anything on the back?
So in the back, we put a new ledger in. We use some weatherization using some of this acrylic rubberized tape.
Yep.
And then a gap in between with a vent strip, and then added another ledger to the face of that. That creates a good nailing system for our decking board. That way we can bring our fasteners out away from the end and minimize splitting in the board. Then we've put bevels on the ends of each of the boards. This will be hidden so that the water can come through that channel and make sure it can drain out to the face here.
Whew, look at you. You got it all going on. All right. So I see these blocks are going in. Is that our next step?
The blocks are the next step.
All right, let's get them in. Okay, blocks are in.
Blocks are in. So now we're going to put another ledger on the face of this. This will give us a good nailer, and it's ready to go. We'll just flush this up with the end here, Kevin.
Wait, so hang on a second, Matt. If you're using a tape, a soft flashing on the back, and sort of a mechanical vent piece, are you not using those here as well?
Yeah, it's really not needed here. Kind of unnecessary redundancy. As we have this pressure-treated material, it isn't going to encourage rot where we have a connection from a drier material like the orientated strand board and the pressure-treated. We want to encourage that water to stay out away from it. In this situation, we don't want to trap any water in here. So the faster that water moves and the better this stays aerated, the longer all these materials should last.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can wedge this up. Yep. One more right there. All right, that is on. Any chance you want to prove to me your system works?
I think there wouldn't be a better time to take a look at it.
Before you cover everything up.
That's right.
So I set up a few deck boards to illustrate how our system will work. Before installing the decking, we will prime the bevel cuts to protect the end grain.
Oh, look at you, Matt, huh?
So working pretty well.
So it's coming right through the gap as planned, and the front of your second ledger is dry.
That's great.
That is great. I'm a believer. Nice job.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.